Welcome to Discover Tinley. I'm your host, Garrett Gray. For the past 17 years, Tinley Park has had its annual Benches on the Avenue program, which highlights local artists around a unifying theme. And these decorative art benches are placed all along Oak Park Avenue from May to October each and every year. This year's theme is Around the World, which highlights some iconic locations and world-famous destinations. Today on Discover Tinley, we're going to take a look at some of these great benches, as well as have some virtual interviews with some of the bench artists who will tell you more about their bench. So let's get to it and let's see these benches.
And I'm the artist of the bench Cheerio America. I chose the destination London because even though I've never been there, I've always wanted to go, and I felt like for this year's theme it was super fitting, being that they have so many tourist attractions across the city. This is my first year doing a bench for the Tinley Park Benches on the Avenue program, and it was just such a great experience. It took me about a month to complete my bench in full, and being that COVID-19 happened, it made things a little bit challenging, but seeing my bench out on Oak Park Avenue is such a rewarding feeling and made all that hard work seem like it definitely paid off.
Hi, I'm Delaney. We did the Ireland bench called Luck of the Irish. We did this bench because we were really inspired by the culture, and it's just so beautiful there, and we just really wanted to incorporate everything in Ireland onto a bench.
How long did it take you to build this bench of yours?
It took us 2 months.
And where did you work on the bench of yours?
In our studio. We worked in our garage and a studio.
What are some of the challenges you face working on the bench, especially during quarantine?
During quarantine, it actually worked out in our favor because we had a lot to do, and because of quarantine, we actually were able to finish it. But I feel like the struggle that we had creating the bench was the back of the bench, because we only had one picture of the Irish dancer, and we actually had to flip the page, and Delaney had to draw it all by scratch and create a completely different Irish dancer.
Yeah, and it ended up turning out like Daphne, but in a good way.
What is your favorite part of the bench?
My favorite part is the back of the bench because it was just, there's so many little details on there, and it probably one of the parts of the bench that took a really long time, and it was just so fun.
My favorite part of the bench is the little sheep on it in the front because they just turned out so cute, and it was so much fun to make little puffs on the bench.
How many years have you been working with the Tinley Park benches?
This is our 2nd year.
And do you have anybody you would like to thank that helped you with the bench?
Yes, obviously our parents, and our little sister is actually filming us right now, and
and Miss Jackie, she gave us a lot of ideas and like told us like different materials we could use to create this bench. Yeah, and in our first bench, she even helped us out build it, and it turned out and it was a Paddington bench, and it turned out really good.
How do you feel about seeing your bench on Oak Park Avenue?
Really excited that everybody gets to see it because it took us a while and it was really fun to make. Yeah.
Would you recommend any of these benches to any other artist?
Absolutely. It's really fun to create. It gives you something to do, and it's just so rewarding when you get to see it out there and everybody else gets to see it. Yeah, and it's just fun, you know?
Hi everybody, my name is Michael Trapp. I made the Stonehenge Bench, which is right across the street from Subway there. I chose Stonehenge because I can remember as a child just really being fascinated with, who built this thing, so long ago, and how did they move these huge stones, and the way that they erected it so that it kind of was oriented to the movements of the sun. Just really fascinating. It's hard to say how long it takes to make a bench like this, because so much of the time is really spent in your head, just kind of like thinking about how will I do this and how will this work and that kind of thing. But like anything, projects will take about as long as you've got to work on them, so but definitely a fun time to do it. One of the coolest things about it is taking the idea from your mind into sketches and then into a three-dimensional thing, and really the best thing I think is just seeing it out there with with everybody else, and just being able to contribute to to the community and to this to this really fun thing that Tinley Park does. I definitely would recommend to anybody who is inclined to do so, give it a shot. Throw out a couple of ideas, a couple of sketches, and then get to work on it. It's really a good time. So hope you have a good summer.
Hi, my name is Angela Simpson. I did the fabulous Vegas bench. I selected Vegas because my daughter had just gotten back from there and was telling me how amazing it was, and it's on my bucket list to go there one day. Never been there. It took about 6 weeks to do the bench. Worked on it in my garage. Some of the challenges mainly was the weather and getting everything together. My favorite part was just working on it, and it was a good stress reliever, especially since I had gotten laid off and I got the time to do it. And it just it helped during the lockdown to enjoy my time off. This is my second year doing a bench. I did one in 2016 with my son-in-law, Mike Schultz. We did the Wizard of Oz bench. At that time, I'd like to thank my family for all their help with the bench. everybody pitched in, and it ended up kind of being like a family project, and everybody was just very helpful to me. My husband, Charles, my daughter, Nicole, my other daughter, Danielle, my son-in-law, Mike Schultz, my grandkids, Nicholas, Marissa, Michaela, and Michael. Everybody helped. It was just fun. And when you see your bench out there, it feels amazing to me. It's just it makes me happy to see it out there. I would definitely recommend to anybody, other artists, to create a bench. It just gives you a sense of accomplishment when you see it, and it makes you happy. And I enjoy art, and even if an amateur artist like me can do it, anybody can do it. It's just getting creative, and when you finish it, you feel like you've done something, you've accomplished something. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Reedy, and this is my first year participating in Benches on the Avenue program. The title of my bench is Chichen Itza. This year's theme was around the world, and I had selected the landmark, the Chichen Itza. While I have never physically visited the location, the Chichen Itza is considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. The Chichen Itza is the most famous Mayan ruin site of Mexico. It is also the most visited site in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. I spent 8 weeks painting the bench in my garage at home. One challenge of working on the bench was leaning forward while painting the front side of the bench backrest, because leaning forward for long periods of time was physically exhausting for me. My favorite part of the bench was adding the finishing touches and viewing my bench in its completed state, because that indicated I accomplished something visually impressive. Seeing my bench on Oak Park Avenue, I feel like a bona fide artist. I would recommend other artists to create a bench, because they are showing their work to the public when their bench is on display in downtown Tinley Park.
I'm Amy Frail. And I'm Carla Zidek, and we created the bench America the Beautiful. And we chose America because of all the beautiful places in America. And my favorite thing on the bench is the back of the bench with the White House. It's a beautiful depiction of the whole building with really a lot of detail, a lot of intricacy on the back.
I love the Picasso statue in front of Daley Plaza, because we actually built it out with wood, and I think it really looks very three-dimensional. I'm really proud of that one. We also have scenes from the Grand Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, Alaska, the Hollywood Hills sign, and Niagara Falls. And then the front of our bench has the Statue of Liberty, Mount Rushmore, the Golden Gate Bridge, and the Arch of St. Louis.
So we would like to say thanks to a few people. One of the main people that helped us out was Tyler. Shout out to Tyler for helping us with all the woodwork.
He did a great job. Thank you, Tyler. And we would like to thank my husband, John, who helped us kind of assemble it all at the end.
Thanks, John.
And the bank, CMB Bank, who sponsored our bench, and they're kind of the reason we did the bench. This is our first year of doing a bench.
And it was a great experience. It was a distraction from everything. And
our biggest challenge was probably the social distancing
Yes.
during the COVID. We did parts separately, and we did most of the work in my garage, and that was hard. It took us like 5 to 6 weeks, but we got it all together.
We did. And it was really, really a good time. And we would recommend anyone who wants to do a bench to go for it because it's a great experience.
It does take a lot of time though, but it was a lot of fun. And it's nothing more rewarding than seeing your bench on Oak Park Avenue.
So come see our bench.
Well, those are the benches. They're here on Oak Park Avenue all the way till October of this year, so come on out, bring the family. It's free family fun. Well, that's our show for this month. We'll see you next time.